Hello everyone, welcome back to the Broke Urban Farmer channel. I'm Scotty. It has been a while, so I'll go into more detail about everything later, but I'm just getting well enough and motivated enough to get back out into the garden, and I just wanted to show you how far it has gone. It's pretty rough this year, but there's still plenty of time to salvage it and to get her cleaned up and looking good. So I'll flip you around, I'll show you what the garden looks like. Oh, I was already weeding. You can see some of that in my beard there. So I'll flip you around and I'll show you. All right, so there it is. You can kind of see some of it, but it is so bad. Ignore the rooster. He's in there. They'll end up being gone here soon because one, can't have rooster. Two, somebody reported the chickens. So current city doesn't allow them to be in town. So I already contacted the mayor. The mayor is more than happy to work with me. He's already actually been working with a city councilman to get that ordinance changed. So hopefully it'll just be temporary. They'll be finding a temporary home this weekend, and then hopefully get that ordinance changed and they'll be back. But there's the garden. I'm sure you can tell exactly what everything is in there. So I'll get her cleaned up and I'll show you guys later. Okay, so now I've spent like 2 or 3 days kind of cleaning up the garden. It's still far from perfect. I can only do short works out in the garden because my lungs just aren't that great when it's been hot and humid. Today's been pretty chill and cool, but I'll go ahead and show you guys what the garden is looking like. And this is raw, this is rough, this isn't a great gardening year, but I'll show you what I got. Okay, so there are the tomatoes that I never got trellised up. I think the wife and I are still going to come out here and try to work on that now that we can, but we've got quite a few tomatoes coming in. These ones are the Paul Robesons. I can't remember what those ones were. Got some San Marzanos down in there, some Dr. Witchies. You can see those. I'm excited to try those. And then down here, these are all Dr. Witchies through here. And then down here, we've got some Abe Lincolns, or they're supposed to be anyway. Well, maybe those are on the other side. I can't quite remember. There's a whole bunch in through there. There's some that are ripe down there. I got a chair. This one is back here on this trellis. I have some cherry tomatoes coming in there. I didn't plant any cherry tomatoes this year. And that is a new gardening bed location. I just dug it up this spring, and apparently I had a volunteer tomato seed find its way over there. So I'm letting that bad boy grow. Then over here, so this is where I had my root vegetables, which I still have some beets and stuff down there, some carrots. And this is where I put some melons. I don't see too many melons on there yet, but I do got one sweet baby coming in down there. Okay, so then here's the garden after I did the 2 days of cleanup. So this is the box where I planted a bunch of flowers. You can kind of see some of them still blooming in there, a whole bunch still waiting to bloom. And then obviously I still got some weeds in there, and this mulberry tree that just won't die. Every freaking year I chop it down multiple times and it just won't die. These mess is my beans, but I never got the trellis for those either, so they're just kind of growing up the fence. but I don't see any of them producing. Okay, here is where I planted butternut squash, and I've got some coming in over there. I've got another volunteer tomato plant that I have no idea what it is, but there it is. I've got another butternut there. That one looks like it's almost ready. Another one coming in there. Some more down through there. And it goes, they stretched on, they go way back there. I haven't hit this section yet to get it all cleaned up, but it's there. I do have a few lone pepper plants that have made it through. So there's that pepper. There's a pepper down in there. Need to move some of these vines around. There's another pepper, another pepper. A few more peppers, okay? And then, obviously you can see the corn. So I need to come out and check that. I'm still trying to clean up this area. I had zucchini in between the two rows of corn, if you can see. But squash bugs just annihilated it. Okay. Here is another volunteer cherry. Here is another volunteer tomato. It was a cherry that came up. There's two more volunteer cherries that came up. Oh, there's a third volunteer cherry that came up. And then 3 more volunteer cherries that grew up in the middle of the pathway. These are the ones that, they're hard to see, but there you go. I decided to be able to save. There were several more that came up through here, but those were the strongest ones, so I saved those. Okay, my cabbage, which for the most part is annihilated. I had a bunny rabbit escape the cage and live in the garden for a few days. So this is the result. They attacked the cabbage, as well as all this overgrowth from this other freaking mulberry tree here. So this is a hot mess, but you can see I got a little corn going on here. I don't know what's up with it. Yep. Okay, so I had one spaghetti squash vine, and as I was cleaning it, the vine was rotten, and it just came right out, and that's what's left. And over here is my broccoli. As you can see, it is flowering, but aren't those like just the prettiest little flowers? I have harvested a couple of heads off of this. See, this one's doing pretty good. I need to harvest that. And then we've got that one there. I need to go ahead and harvest. And that one there. Oh, and there's another one back there. But you can tell something's getting to them. They're being eaten, but they're not too far gone. These ones up here that have bolted are going to go to the rabbits. And then back here are my collard greens. Every year around this time they look like this. I just kind of harvest them back, feed them to the rabbits, and then as the weather cools down, they kind of come back in full force. So I'm hoping that happens again this year. And then you can see my 2 pathetic cucumber vines. I think are pretty much toast for the year. But down here, I've got a kohlrabi. There's 2 more back in there. They're getting pretty big. It's doing pretty good. So that is the back garden, guys. It's a hot mess. I'm not doing my best this year with the garden, but you know, I'm gonna salvage what I can out of it. I'm still gonna try to get support systems and trellises in, but just been a rough year, and I'll explain more of that later. So now I'm out front. I want to show you guys the herb garden, what survived, what didn't, but I'll show you what's going. Here I have a beautiful lavender that's coming in. I do have a rosemary as well. I don't anticipate that will overwinter, but we're going to give her a shot. And then I've got some, I believe this one is the broadleaf sage. It's doing really pretty good. And then across from it, I've got a garden gray sage. Then German chamomile and some other stuff didn't make it. What I had planted there didn't make it. We do have marigolds, Cracker Jack marigolds coming in here still. They have not bloomed yet. My Concord grapevine is doing all right. I still haven't gotten a trellis up for it because, you know, apparently I'm just lazy. And then here we've got some dill. Just a few of them that kind of came up. This was all overtaken by weeds too, so surprised that made it. And then I've got another little, I think this one's an English lavender or vice versa, I can't remember. But I got that one going, and I got little purple flower heads on that one. So pretty, and they smell so good. Okay, what I had in this corner didn't make it. There's the comfrey though. It's looking really good. Oh, little bumblebee. They have loved this comfrey plant, these comfrey plants. They have brought so many pollinators to my garden this year. I love it. And then up through here, I planted a bunch of wildflower seeds. Only some of them came out. You can see there. And these were daylilies, but their season is done. We come over here. And this is my eucalyptus plant. It's doing really good. It was just a small little thing, and it has grown, and it has a shoot off the side here. Now that will have to go in and out because it can't overwinter. My last bit of petunia still holding on there. I have some rough looking kale growing down there. And then this big old mess is, there's a few weeds in there, but that's all mint. And I'm getting ready to go through and harvest that. Okay, and then I also have some plants over here that I got super discounted, and they look really atrocious, but I'm gonna try to baby them and save them. I'll show you those. This is a Russian sage. It still has some, oh, it smells wonderful. It's still got some green coming through on it. I've got 2 of those I'm gonna try and save. I've got, this is daisies. Hopefully I get those to come back next year. And then I've got, what was this? These were echinacea. So it looks pretty rough, but I still got some green coming in and some heads on them. Like I said, I got these really discounted. Not gonna do anything this year, but hopefully next year. I got 3 echinacea plants. I got some, what was this, French thyme. Once again, it's not even, it fell out of the pot. It's rough. And then I think I got one more little guy over here. Yeah, he's looking pretty rough, but there's still some green. Is another type of variegated sage. I need to get them planted, but I've been outside for maybe 10 minutes, and as you can tell, I already can't breathe. It's kind of rough. But yeah, so that's the garden this year, guys. Not at all how I intended this year to go or be, but It's what we got. So we're gonna make the best of what we got now that I can get back out and actually work in the garden.